All right, what's up guys? So you're here because you want to know if the Verde AV is going to be better than the Subrosa Altus. And I'm going to put these bikes head to head and figure out which one is the best value, which one's the best bike. This is from a series that I did. It's a full length video. It's a long video comparing over 12 different bikes that are all under that $400 price range. So if you want to check that out, you want to figure out which bike is going to be better, I urge you to watch that after this video. All right, so the Verde AV and the Subrosa Altus. Personally, the Verde AV, this picture angle, like this is really nitpicky. I don't like the cranks pointing down again, but it's not fully down. It's not at 6 o'clock. But this picture angle is really nice. Like their photographer did a good job. This one, it's just, I don't know, it's almost a side shot, but it's not quite. And it's kind of annoying. I wish it was this way a little bit more, like just rotate it just a teeny tiny bit, Subrosa, please. This bright red looks good. This looks boring, but you know, it's nice and clean. The Subrosa looks very clean, not gonna lie. So let's get right into it. The Verde AV is $399, while the Subrosa Altus is $360. Subrosa's bike is a little bit cheaper. When we look at weight, the Verde weighs significantly less at 24.5 pounds, while the Subrosa weighs 26.2 pounds. They both come in one size option, but the Verde comes in 3 different color options, while the Subrosa only comes in 2. They're both technically core BMX brands. Verde they just sponsored Trey Bikes. Shout out Trey. Good job, Trey. I'm proud of you, man. And so does Subrosa, does a whole bunch with BMX, but neither of them are specific for park, dirt, or street. They're not. There's no utility factor there. So just based off this, the Verde is going to have 2 points and the Subrosa is going to have 0. Now again, keep in mind the Subrosa is about $39 cheaper, which could help it out when we're considering the value factor, but let's see which bikes are better quality. Okay, a little disappointing here. They're all high tensile steel frame forks and bars. Verde, high tensile steel frame forks and bars. Subrosa, high tensile steel frame forks and bars. Like I ranted about, this is the lower quality option. We want chromoly, but in this price range, you really can't get that very often. You can get a little bit, maybe some tri-moly sometimes, very rarely, but they're high tensile steel. So keep that in mind. If you're heavy, you're going to break it. If you're light, it's going to be okay. Single wall rims. We've yet to find a bike in here with double wall rims, and that hurts me a little bit. But again, if you're light, you're brand new to the sport, the single wall rims aren't going to be an issue for you. But one thing, this is one of the first bikes to have aftermarket parts. Subrosa stacked up with some ramp parts and some Subrosa parts on there, and it gives it some extra points. So the Subrosa now has 1 point. But when we go and look at the quality, the Subrosa has a 1.5, while the Verde has a 1.8. So the Verde's going to get a point there. And even though the Subrosa is a little bit cheaper, the Verde has some better value factor. It's a 4.88 versus 4.17. So overall, the Verde's going to walk away with 4 points, while the Subrosa only has 1. The Verde's lighter. It has more color options. It has better quality, sealed bearings all around, and it has that higher value factor. The Subrosa Altus has more aftermarket parts than the Verde, and it's also a little bit cheaper, but that wasn't enough to win. The Verde, in my opinion, is going to be a much better value bike than the Subrosa. Okay, so sadly the Subrosa is going to move on into the loser corner with the Jet Generate, the Haro Lucidia, the Free Agent Novus, and they're going to be sad. But the Verde AV is moving on to face off against the Kink Curb. I like Kink bikes, and I hope the Kink Curb wins, but we're going to have to see. That is 4 videos from now, so we're going to see how the Verde does. All right, so if you guys were disappointed by this, let me know in the comments. I think the Verde obviously deserved to win. It's a much better bike, and it's much better value for your buck. So if you're spending that money, you want to get the best value, and the Verde is definitely that value. So don't forget to check out the long video that compares all of these different bikes, all 12 of them, and stay around to see which one wins the overall tournament. I'll put that video up on the screen right here, and thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day.